Hello everyone, welcome back to FPL Star. Today I gonna discuss about weekly transfer plan for Game Week 3. Before starting, if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel. In this video, I have divided Game Week 3 transfer plan into 5 categories. They are essential, differential, sell, hold and ignore. Essential are those kind of player. They are very much highly owned and they are playing very well, and this kind of player is essential for your team. The differential category is the player have a very low ownership but they looks good. They can help you to get a lot of points to gain your rank in mini league, so they are differential category. The sale player is like the player is not performing well and you need to sell this kind of player. The whole category is the player you have but they are not playing well, but you need to hold this kind of player because they can give you some point in recent future. And the ignore category is the player you don't have in your team but they can give you some points in they will not give you some points. That's why I think they are ignored. Now move on to our first essential player, and the first essential player is Cancelo. He is 7 million value and Manchester City fixture looks good and their defensive shape also looks good. They are playing with Ruben Diaz and Ake in the defense line, center back, and Cancelo playing as a left back, Kyle Walker playing as a right back. Sometimes Cancelo playing as an inverted left back in the midfield. So I think Cancelo is a very good option in 7 million bracket, because if you look at other 7 million player like Robertson and Alexander-Arnold, they are not playing well because Liverpool concede a lot of goal. Liverpool defense looks shaky. On the other hand, City defense looks very good. That's why I think Cancelo is an essential pick for your team and he will help you to get a good point for your team. If you look at his stat, in last 2 matches he got 1 assist in the match of Bournemouth. That's why I think Cancelo data also looks good. Now move on to our second essential player. Our second essential player is Ivan Toney from Brentford. Brentford fixture looks good. Fulham, Everton, Crystal Palace, Leeds, Southampton is amazing fixture, and Toney looks in great form. In Manchester United match, they scored 4 goals against Manchester United and they are playing all over the Manchester United. So I think Brentford Toney is a very good option for your team and he's an essential pick because his fixture looks good, he is in form and his price will rise soon. So that's why he's an essential player for your team. And if you look at his short per 90 is 1.50, which is low, but he can score a lot of time. He also gives some assists like De Silva and Mbemo in the attacking line with Toney is performing very well, and that's why I think Toney is essential for your team. Now move on to the differential player. The first differential player is Kukuila from Chelsea. In last match he's starting in the left wing back against Tottenham, and that match he's playing very well. He's in good form and his ball playing ability is very good. Chelsea looks amazing in this match. They dominated the game but score was 2-2. That's a thing, but Chelsea overall looks good. Kukuila played well. Their fixture is medium. Leeds United conceded a lot of goal in recent past, so that's why I think Kukuila is a nice pick for a team to get some point because he can assist or score goal and he looks attacking. If you look at his last match stat, 2 match, in last 2 match he substitute. He played as a sub in 1 match, which is he playing well in that match also. So that's why I think his goal ratio is also good. 0.48 for a defender is amazing, and that's why he's a very good differential option. His ownership is now less than 10%. Now move on to the second differential option is Emerson Royal from Tottenham. His value is 5 million and in 5 million bracket he is playing very well. He playing as a right wing back for Tottenham. Tottenham defense looks gold actually because they are performing well in defensively, and their wing back looks gold for FPL point. In left wing back they have competition of Sesson and Perisic, but in right wing back I don't think Emerson has any competitor. Duhart is not performing well in training. That's why I think Emerson will start again, and if he started again he can score goal or assist. In Southampton match he provided 2 assists. That's a good thing. Tottenham don't maintain clean sheet any match, but he keeps 10 points. And if Tottenham maintain clean sheet because their fixture looks medium, Wolves, Nottingham Forest, Fulham can easily get some clean sheet. So that's why I think his ownership is 2.7% and he is a very good differential pick for your team. Now move on to the sell category, and first sell is Robertson. He is 7 million value and you need to sell him because you need not to double up Liverpool now because Liverpool defense looks poor. I already told it. Their defensive pair of Van Dijk and Nate Phillips now in defensive CV, but if you look at 1920 season when Van Dijk was injured, Liverpool conceded a lot of goals this season. Also they concede goals against Crystal Palace, even against Fulham. That's why I don't think that double upping Liverpool defense is a good option. In last match, Robertson also substituted by Simicas, and because of Nunes' red card, actually when Nunes get the red card, they need to sacrifice one of their defender and they need to get their midfield option aggressively. So that's why I think Robertson is substitute, but he's not a good option. His attacking ability in last 2 matches is not good, and that's why he is a sale for your team. You can easily buy Cancelo in this price for selling Robertson. Now move on to the second sale. His Bale. He is now 4.9 million. His value already decreased 0.1 million, and Aston Villa's fixture looks horrible. Crystal Palace, West Ham, Arsenal, Manchester City is not a good fixture, and Aston Villa playing two striker. Ings and Watkins should be the striker, and behind them Coutinho. So I don't think there is any place for Bailey now because he is not performing well. That's why their coach Gerrard bench him, and I think he will continue to be benched, and that's why you need to sell Bailey. You can go for any 4.5 million midfielder like Da Silva or Andres Pereira from Fulham. That's why you need to sell Bailey from your team. Now move on to the hold category, and first hold is Salah, the FPL king. He's an Egyptian king. His value is 13 million, and if you look at Liverpool fixture, it looks medium actually. Manchester United is not a bad fixture actually. It's a very good fixture because Manchester United playing very bad. They conceded 4 goals against Brentford, and Liverpool is very good. Even though their forward like Nunes, Firmino is injured, even Jota is injured, but I still think that they can score a lot of goals against Manchester United because their defense, Manchester United defense looks shaky, and Liverpool attackingly is good. But Salah is in great form also because he in last 2 matches he got 14 points. Last game week he blanked against Crystal Palace, and he always blanked in game week 2. A lot of stats also say that, and I think you need to hold Salah because he will give you point in Manchester United. Even in Bournemouth game, he's a good captaincy option. So you need not to sell him, you have to hold him. And if you don't have Salah, you need not to buy him now because Kevin De Bruyne is also very good option, but Salah is better, I still think. The second hold is Saka from Arsenal. His value is 8 million, and a lot of players selling him. Why? Because he is not getting some attacking return, but he is playing well for Arsenal. Arsenal looks amazing in defensively and attackingly, and Saka is in amazing form. 2 million less. Martinelli playing well actually, even than Saka, but you need not to spend your transfer on Saka to Martinelli. That's why I think Saka is a hold. And if you look at 8 million bracket, only Kulusevski is performing well than Saka. Other 8 million midfielder are not so good as Saka, so I think you need to hold Saka if you have him. But if you don't have Saka on your team, don't buy him. You can buy Martinelli or other 8 million defender or less costly defender for your team. And if you look at his shot per 90, is actually indicating that he's playing well. His shot per 90 is 2.02 and his goal assist ratio is 0.32, which is not good, but I think Salah is still a hold for your team. Now move on to the ignore category, and our first ignore is Rodrigo. He is in great form. In last 2 matches he got 22 points, and that's why I think he's a good pick, but don't a good pick because they will play Chelsea next week. And if you look at the Tottenham and Chelsea match, Chelsea performing very well. They are good in defensively, so I think that's why you need to ignore Rodrigo for your team because Rodrigo is in great form, but Chelsea was also in great form, so Rodrigo will not score a lot of goal against Chelsea. That's why he is in ignore category for this game week. After this game week you can buy him against Brighton, but this game week he's an ignore. Now move on to our last ignore player is Trippier from Newcastle. He is playing well. Newcastle maintained 2 clean sheets in last 2 matches, but you need not to buy him because their next 3 fixture is Manchester City, Liverpool. I think in those 3 fixtures they will concede goal and Newcastle will not maintain clean sheets. So that's why he is an ignore for your team. If you have Trippier in your team, you need to hold him, but if you don't have, please ignore him because he will not get clean sheet point for you. And if you have Trippier, you can bench him in this hard fixture. You can play some 4 million defender like Nathan Phillips. They will play against Bournemouth actually. That's why I think you should go for a cheap defender in your team, and you need not to buy Trippier in this time. Now I will sum up all of them, and in essential category there is Tony, a defender, and Tony, a forward, and Cancelo. And in differential category the player is Kukuila and Emerson in game week 3. The player you need to sell for your team is Robertson and Bailey if you have them. The player you need to hold in this game week 3 is Salah and Saka, and the player you need to ignore this game week is Rodrigo and Trippier. And that's all for today. If you enjoy this video, please like this video, and if you are new in this channel, please subscribe this channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Happy fantasy, good luck for your team.